Hansen goes solo, Faith No More return, and Edguy announced an extremely bittersweet reunion. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Hansen goes solo. Hansen is kicking off a brand new chapter of his solo career, as this week the legendary Gamma Ray and Helloween guitarist and vocalist announced his first solo record in over a decade. And so, the new Hansen record, titled Born with a Hammer, is set to be released on September 18th via Ear Music label, and the first single off of it, titled Feedin' the Beast, which actually is an album opener, is already out in the open. And you know what? I freaking love it! According to the press release, the new Hansen album, that consists of 10 songs, will be a mix of heavy metal, punk, hard rock, melodic hooks, and guitar-driven energy, and of course the unmistakable songwriting and the voice, known to pretty much every power metal fan. It's also interesting to mention that at least 2 musicians whom Kai recruited for this record are actually quite far from the type of metal we usually associate Kai with, as the lineup for this record includes Heaven Shall Burn guitarist Alexander Dietz and Carcass drummer Dan Wilden. So it does look like the press release is actually right, and there will be a bit of a mix of different styles on this album. Which, if you ask me, I am all in for, because, well, truth be told, that I simply love pretty much everything this guy has released throughout his career. Here guys, super quick, just simply have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So, if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. A giant Ozzy Osbourne. Hellfest organizers unveiled a massive statue to the legendary Ozzy Osbourne, paying tribute to one of the most important figures in heavy metal history. The statue was revealed during Hellfest's annual press conference and immediately became one of the most talked about attractions of the festival grounds, which of course is pretty awesome, since even today, months after his passing, we all of course dearly miss the legendary Prince of Darkness. But the coolest thing about this statue, in my opinion, is actually its location. As just a reminder, a couple of years ago, Hellfest already unveiled another statue to Lemmy Kilmister, which means that now Ozzy and Lemmy are standing together at the festival grounds, just like they spent so much of their lives together. And yeah, the fact that Ozzy and Lemmy are reunited once again, in my opinion, is even more awesome than that. And here guys, I just have to point out that I would actually never be able to release these videos for you if not for my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members and all those who purchase Metal Pilgrim merch from around the world. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the incredible support you've been giving me over the past couple of years. And there is actually a very special video available to all of you about whether Iron Maiden is actually becoming a legacy act already. So definitely check it out. And if you would like to join our Patreon and YouTube sponsorship community, just know that you can do that via the links in the description to this video. New Insomnium album. Insomnium are back! This week, Finnish melodic death metal band announced their 10th studio output, which is set to be released this October, and have already of course dropped their first single off of it, titled Shadowlife. According to the Insomnium frontman Niilo Savonen, the song is about what can remain after the darkness takes over, about a realization that love, youth, summer and warmth can't be preserved forever. And the guitarist and vocalist Markus Vanhala added to the statement that this new album overall will be the band's 10th studio output, so they really wanted to do something extra special for their fans, celebrating this milestone. And thus this new record will be honoring Insomnium's history, but at the same time open an absolutely new chapter of the Insomnium sound, which of course is pretty cool. But there is a slight problem. We still have no idea when exactly this album will be out, except for possibly this October. Oh, and yes, of course, Insomnium will be celebrating this milestone not just with the new chapter, but also with a bunch of live concerts, and have already announced a European tour for this October and November. And the truth is that I actually really want to catch it, because believe it or not, despite following this band for years now, I actually have never seen them live yet. Beast in Black lineup change. A new face in Beast in Black. This week, the Finnish power metal band announced the name of a new guitarist who will be filling the shoes of Kasperi Heikkinen, who, just a reminder, left the band last year. And so the name of new Beast in Black guitarist is Markus Venesalo, who apparently reached the band by sending them a direct message with a video attached to it. And according to the press release, Venesalo demonstrated a rare balance of speed, precision, melody and expression, with a strong musical understanding evident throughout both fast and slow passages. And what is most importantly, a sense of humor that appealed to Beast in Black. And so pretty much right away, the band invited Markus to record lead guitars for the band's upcoming 4th studio output, and shortly after that offered him a full position. And even more, Markus's live debut with Beast in Black will actually take place on June 27th this year, marking the start of a brand new chapter for this Finnish band. Faith No More reunion. Faith No More return on stage. And yeah, this time it looks like it's actually happening, as this week the band's bassist Bill Gold officially confirmed the rumors of a reunion tour in 2027. As Gold said in the Rock Talk podcast, recently the boys from Faith No More felt some sort of urgency due to the whole fact that their music is rather physically demanding to play, and given the whole fact that they're not really getting any younger, if they do want to play it at any point in the future, they better do it now, and thus decided to not waste any time and simply give it a go. And after that interview was released, on June 16th, Faith No More's social media pages posted a rather cryptic message that featured the band's logo and 2027 written over a live audience photo, which of course is a rather subtle hint. And afterwards, a Brazilian journalist, Igor Miranda, reported that Faith No More already did secure a global touring deal with an entertainment company, 30E. And it will kick off next year. So yeah, it looks like this time around it's actually happening, and it is a rather big deal. Although many people do not really consider Faith No More a metal band, but it doesn't even matter, because last time Faith No More appeared on stage was all the way back in 2016, after releasing their last studio album Sol Invictus. And instantly enough, in the past, the band already had a 10-year-long hiatus, which lasted from 1999 to 2009. And initially their second return was planned for 2021, but it was all scrapped because of frontman Michael Patton's mental issues. So the whole fact that the band was able to put all their differences aside and actually get together and agree on a joint tour is, well, a huge gift to all of the Faith No More fans around the globe. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which, although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Einherjer released their 10th studio album Lifeblood via By Norse Music. The album revolves around themes of belonging, heritage and roots, both as individuals and as a band, reflecting on the forces that have shaped Einherjer throughout more than 3 decades of existence. The release also marks another milestone in the band's long-running exploration of Norse identity and history. Samael released the single Hail to the Sun, only their second piece of new music since 2017's Hegemony. The song deals with overcoming adversity and taking chances, with the band describing it as an anthem for difficult times, and continues the new creative chapter that began with 2025's Black Matter Manifesto. Tesla released the single Never Alone from their upcoming album Homage, due on July 17th via Frontiers Music SRL. The album marks a full circle moment for the band, combining new material with tributes to artists who influenced Tesla throughout their career. Never Alone is one of the few original songs featured on the release. Never alone. Behemoth released I Sculptor, the title track and the first single from a new release of the same name, due on September 4th, 2026. According to Nergal, the song is rooted in the tradition of epic Behemoth compositions, while opening a new chapter for the band. Lyrically, I Sculptor explores the endless process of shaping oneself and confronting personal limitations. Mork released Monolith via Peaceful Records, continuing the evolution that followed 2024's Civ and the band's expanding international touring activity. According to mastermind Thomas Eriksson, the album is intended as a harsh monument to the weight of reality, something immovable, indifferent, and eternal that constantly tests the limits of human endurance. Skid Row reunion update.
The youth! God!
And now onto our quarterly Skid Row reunion update. In light of recent speculations and the new wave of fans asking for Sebastian Bach to return to Skid Row, bassist Rachel Bolan has once again been asked about the possibility of that reunion happening sometime in the future. To which, this time, he responded that it is never, ever, ever, under any circumstances in the history of the world under this sun going to happen. Once again, shattering the dreams of all of the Skid Row fans around the world. And the funniest part is that Skid Row are literally looking for a new vocalist right now, and they're literally auditioning hundreds of vocalists from all around the world right now, when there's in reality just one person whom I'm pretty sure most of Skid Row fans actually want to see in the band. So they are in a very strange situation, because on one hand, well, clearly they don't want to reunite with Sebastian. And once again, Rachel is very vocal about that. And on the other, no matter whom they choose, that guy is not gonna be good enough for Skid Row fans. And I'll be honest with you, I myself kind of thought that this time around it might happen, or better, if it would ever happen, it would happen now, just given the whole hype about Sebastian Bach joining Twisted Sister on the road. But it looks like no. Yet there is one thing that I'm absolutely sure of. No matter the outcome, and no matter who the next Skid Row vocalist is going to be, someone is still going to be asking Rachel about a possibility of a reunion with Sebastian Bach every single year. Genesis and Marillion unite forces. Two prog rock giants are joining their forces. Ex-Genesis guitarist Steve Hackett and Marillion guitarist Steve Rothery announced their duet studio album titled The Roaring Waves, due to be released on August 28th via Inside Out Music, marking one of the most anticipated releases in the world of prog rock of the last several decades. The album will consist of 7 instrumental tracks, ranging from, as the boys themselves described it, dexterously ridiculous to the brilliantly sublime, and all of them will be united by a common theme: profundity of the sea. As Steve Rothery explained, this whole album was actually inspired by the memories of his childhood, spent in Whitby, North Yorkshire. Interesting to mention is that Steve Hackett was actually one of Steve Rothery's childhood heroes, when Rothery himself started playing guitar at the age of 15 back in the mid-70s, and Marillion guitarist was a guest on Hackett's 2012 Genesis Revisited 2 compilation, in addition to a couple of other collaborations that the two guitarists did in the past. But at the same time, it is this album that most of the fans have been waiting for over 10 years now, as the idea to do a full-length record together first emerged more than 10 years ago, and the making of the album lasted nearly 8 years because of Steve's daily jobs and touring commitments. And now it will finally be out in the open, making The Roaring Waves one of the most anticipated records in prog rock, at least of this year. Vivian Campbell goes back to his roots. Vivian Campbell returns to where it all began. Def Leppard and ex-Dio guitarist announced that he will be reuniting with his first band, the iconic new wave of British heavy metal act, Sweet Savage.
Oh my God, makes me wanna see you.
And here's the craziest thing. According to Sweet Savage vocalist Ray Heller, this is not going to be a one-off event or a special performance. Vivian Campbell actually returns to Sweet Savage, and the boys are planning to record new music together. As Heller explained, the Universal label wanted to release some of the older Sweet Savage stuff, and so the boys started going through their old 1980s tapes. And it was then, when the boys were going through them, that Heller and Campbell actually decided to start writing new music together, and already recorded 2 new tracks. And here's the thing, this new music will actually be the first new stuff recorded by Sweet Savage with Vivian Campbell since Take No Prisoners EP, released all the way back in November of 1981. So, 45 years ago. So, I don't know about you, but given the status of these legends and what they did for new wave of British heavy metal back in the early days, I cannot wait to hear what the boys will come up today, decades later. Although, by the way, it is still unclear whether Vivian Campbell will be able to tour together with Sweet Savage, as, at least as of right now, his touring schedule with his little other gig called Def Leppard simply does not permit him such a luxury. Bittersweet Edguy reunion. Edguy is back! German power metal veterans announced their first new concert in over a decade, and which may also become the most bittersweet concert this band ever did. So, first and foremost, Edguy will return on stage on June 25th, 2027 for a very special show in their hometown of Fulda, Hesse, marking the first Edguy concert since December 2nd, 2017. And needless to say, this announcement made pretty much all of the Edguy fans simply freak out online.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on!
But at the same time, this announcement also had a rather bittersweet feeling, as the official Edguy post was accompanied by a cryptic hint that this concert may actually be the band's last show ever. And the promoter, Inventum, on its website also stated that it will be a part of a final series of shows and the beginning of the last chapter of one of the most extraordinary German metal stories of the past 3 decades. And honestly, I can't even imagine what Edguy fans feel right now. No, seriously, on one hand, you simply freak out that your favorite band returns after nearly a decade of silence, but at the same time you realize that it might actually be their last show ever, and this gig that you've been waiting for over a decade may actually also mean the end of your favorite band.
Just a little affection on this cold windy road.
But nonetheless, for now, let's just celebrate that Edguy is back. And who knows, maybe this final chapter actually means not just a series of final shows, but it will also feature a couple of surprises for all of the Edguy fans, including, who knows, maybe even some new material.
What's hell without a paradise?
But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, subscribe to this channel and spread the word about it. And of course, join our communities on Instagram, X, Threads, Discord, Facebook, and anywhere else you can post content these days. Thank you guys so much, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!